Bet Grant lives one out. Hey, I tell you what, the kid was rolling the rock today.
He was rolling the rock.
You got a new putter in the bag. It's coming January 23rd. January 23rd.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My internet detectives have been working around the clock, and I woke up to about 400 direct messages from you guys about this clip from the Busted Jack video, along with a couple other things. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna speculate on what it could mean for this January 3rd announcement. Let's jump in. Really quick, if you appreciate this content, if you enjoy watching it, just do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. YouTube shows me that over 80% of you guys watching aren't subscribed. It's a new channel, I get it. Maybe you just get these videos recommended and you have no idea if you're subscribed. Just scroll down, check. If it's unclicked, click it. It supports the channel. It helps me to keep creating this content for you. Okay, so obviously 2 days ago, I put out a video with my top 3 speculations about kind of alternative announcements that could be coming in January 3rd. But obviously, I preempted those by saying the most obvious thing would be a club deal. The thing that most people are jumping to right away is that this could be some sort of club partnership similar to what we've seen with Good. It kind of makes the most sense. It flows the most with just like a golf creator. It makes sense the Mizuno deal ending. It makes sense with the Good thing. And there's a lot of things that make sense about it. But again, there's also so much that like sort of doesn't make sense, and so much that's very speculative. And you know, we know for a fact, Grant said it a million times, that he left Good, and same with Micah long before whatever this new January 3rd thing was even in conversation. So it's not necessarily something that made them leave, so that kind of makes less sense about why it could be not the Callaway. And then the Mizuno deal was already ending. Obviously Garrett's deal ended as well. So there's lots of things that also sort of don't make this make sense, and that's why I wasn't overly confident to just state, and I'm still not. This is obviously speculation. I think we all have to remember that, is that despite how sure things can look from the outside, there is always the unknown. There is always the unknown and the unknowable correlate of this. These guys could be doing a combination of things, or they could be, you know, mixing things together in a way we don't see coming. But with that out of the way, my goodness, a new putter in the bag, January 23rd. So this is 2 things. Number one, it's the first time we've heard Grant say, at least to my knowledge, January 23rd, which is the date that Micah put out on his Instagram story. So Micah was the first. They both had these end of January announcements. We talked about it in this last one. Grant was the first one to mention it, and then Micah in the interview I did with him also mentioned it. But then Micah was the first one to put a date on it with the January 3rd Instagram story. But since that, we haven't heard from Grant. So obviously it was still speculation whether Grant's announcement was going to directly coincide with Micah's. And now obviously they may just have announcements on the same day, happenstance, probably unlikely, but still could happen. But this was the first time we've heard Grant say that date as well. So now we know both these guys are announcing something on January 23rd. Now, one could only assume that these are going to be correlated in some sense. We talked about this in the last video. It makes a lot of sense. But now hearing this putter thing that just came out of Grant's mouth in a live stream, new putter in the bag, January 23rd. If we were to just look at this from a speculative, objective point of view, there's no company that I'm aware of that like just makes putters, right? At least not one that you would be insanely excited about. Biggest thing that's ever happened to the channel, huge for the program, all of these superlatives that these guys have used to describe what this deal is going to be, what this announcement is going to be. They've hyped it up so much. I don't think it's just they're making a putter. I don't think it's just they've signed with a strictly putter company. I believe that it means that there is definitely some sort of club deal coming. Again, all speculation, but this to me is very much like, all right, there's going to be some involvement in a club thing. Now this is where the speculation goes a little further, and we chat about kind of the what it might actually look like. Now, obviously, later in the video, there was another bit of internet detectivism going on that you guys had sent me, and I saw this. Grant put on a brand new TaylorMade glove. There's also a close-up at like the hour and 6 minute mark of him wearing it. It's definitely a TaylorMade glove. Now, this was like when I saw Garrett using the triple crack chrome soft Callaway balls, and I said he usually uses Pro V1 X's, and now he's using triple tracks. Maybe that means they're announcing a Callaway partnership. I ended up being right, but again, that was a stretch. Just like I think if it was solely the fact that Grant had a TaylorMade glove on, it'd be a stretch. The reason why I think this might not be that much of a stretch is because literally everyone's been saying it. Like TaylorMade and these guys and the rumors around them and TaylorMade, they've been everywhere, right? They've just been posted and deleted and they've been everywhere. These rumors have not stopped. So obviously that set off a lot of red flags for a lot of people. And that brings me to wrapping this up into what I think this could be. My speculation on what I think this announcement could be. Again, I said it in the last video. I don't think it's just we're signing with a company. I don't think it's just we're doing a club deal with, we're sponsored by X, right? Because they've done that. They've done that with Mizuno. It wasn't that crazy of a thing. What I said in the last video that I thought was the most likely kind of like scenario, or at least the one with the most levity, the one with the most impact impact, the one that could change the course of their channels and the world of golf the most, was if they had an official partnership with the PGA Tour. Now, although this might not be happening, the things that I said in that kind of theory, I think could apply to this next speculation, which is that I think if all this is going to come together in some sort of unified way, which it looks like it might, but again, just speculation so far, they are going to be joining Team TaylorMade. That's my guess. The reason I think that is because just signing with TaylorMade, if these guys just signed a deal with TaylorMade and just had like a club deal with them, I don't think that's the levity of what they're talking about. What I think could make this the biggest, most impactful thing ever, blah, 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 all of those things, is that if they actually joined into Team TaylorMade, very similar to what we saw with Foreplay in years past. Foreplay, the podcast from Barstool Sports, they've been Team TaylorMade now for like 2 years, and part of what being Team TaylorMade means, other than getting, you know, the clubs and whatever, is they have access to TaylorMade Media Days. They're there on course shooting videos with Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, previously Dustin Johnson, Tiger Woods, like all these guys they have on course access to at TaylorMade Media Days. They have behind the scenes access throughout the rest of the year, and TaylorMade really has brought them on. They bring them on the tour truck, they took them on trips. During the Open, they went to play in Scotland, they did all of these things. That is really a massive boost for a brand, a golf brand in the space. So obviously, if Grant and Maiko, or one of the two or whatever, were to become part of Team TaylorMade, that would be a huge boost for the channel. If they were actually not just an athlete, not just a sponsored athlete, but to be brought onto Team TaylorMade on the same level that these pro golfers are being brought on, or, well, you know, comparatively, that is huge. That is huge for their content, that is huge for the channel, that's huge for the direction of their channels, and it's also huge for TaylorMade. They obviously have had success with Foreplay, but I think we're seeing it more and more now, obviously with the Good Callaway thing, bringing these influencers in, these content creators, these golf content creators, they have the impact, man. Like, we know it's facts that club deals with pro athletes have been going downhill, and brands have seen that the investment potential in basically putting their money into like 3 up and coming pros versus one massive golf YouTuber, there's going to be a greater return likely in that golf YouTuber. You know, Rick Shields talked about this on his golf podcast the other day. This is something that's been known in the past. Club deals have gone down in professional golf in terms of value, and I think a lot of these club manufacturers are now seeing the ability to move the needle lying in content creators. So yeah, that's it. That's probably the last one you're gonna see, because obviously we're getting this announcement on Monday, so this is hopefully gonna close it off. You know, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Obviously, like I said, it's just speculation, but you guys hit me with this. I had to get on it for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.